Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Grin Guardian Gang. You are lucky to be here tonight because we have a special guest. It's our regular Friday night show where we talk everything challenge coins and patches, public safety, and all that good stuff. Not much new going on that you all will see, but there's been a lot of changes behind the scene with the studio and the audio and the video and stuff. So we're constantly working to improve it. Let's see who all we got hiding back here. We have Mr. Matt. Hi, Matt. How are you?
What's up, brother?
Hey, good. And Andy snuck in.
Hey.
Hey, Andy. How are you, brother? Good to see you.
Tired.
Tired? He ain't got no right to be tired, man.
Someone's weekend.
Yeah, it's time to party now.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We have Jim back here. Jim is our guest. I'm sorry, I stuttered there. Jim is a paramedic that's retired. Well, a fire medic, I guess. It's retired, and he's writing a book about all of his escapades and how to survive retirement. And as you can tell by his wall, he's a huge challenge coin collector. So, Jim, tell everybody about yourself, and I'm going to open up the toll-free line while you do that.
First, I got to agree with Andy. It's late. Come on, 9 o'clock Friday night. We're not
bunch of old dudes, man. Yeah, man, bunch of old dudes.
Wow. After getting out of the business, I'm used to being up all night. So,
oh no, I like sleeping in my own bed. But it's been the recliner the last 3 weeks. Can't really see it that well, but I had shoulder surgery, so that's kind of sucked.
Cool. Sorry.
You used to look. I want to say look forward to surgery when you were working, but at least you knew you're going to get a break. You could grow some facial hair. Now there's nothing good about it now. I'm already off work. I already got a beard. So now I'm just miserable.
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
So 6 more days, I'll get this off and I'll be able to drive again and won't have to have people seatbelt me in.
It is kind of uncomfortable. I had foot surgery and it was on my gas pedal foot. So they were like, no driving for you. And I'm like, come on, I'll drive with my left foot. So it sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, it's miserable. But no, real quick about me. I retired from Dayton Fire last June. I was a firefighter paramedic, and I was the first wellness coordinator that the department had. And along with that, I did a bunch of union stuff as well. I was the health and safety guy, trustee, special events. Was in charge of the peer support team. I've done all sorts of stuff. Been involved in a couple different NFPAs. Was part of the Firefighter Camp Support Network. Started the Ohio chapter. I mean, I've just kind of been all over the place. Where it went from just being a regular initially, just firefighter paramedic, to where I was doing a lot of this other wellness stuff beyond that. Really towards the end of my career. And have continued to kind of do stuff and just do it differently since leaving.
It's funny when you get out of it. It's not that you miss it so much, but the habits and the bonds and the things those are the things you miss. I don't miss getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get on that box when it's cold out to go look at your stub toe. Sorry, I don't miss that one bit.
No. Yeah, and it's funny. I think I've realized the key to work-life balance is actually retiring. That's the key.
I think so.
I agree.
Yeah. As young as Matt looks up there, he's about to punch out with his career for the Navy. I can't.
I agree with you. Yep. Well, it's not really retire. It's more like fleet reserve, but yeah, it's mostly retirement.
Yeah.
Well, now you get the honeydew list. So, Jim, when you get well, you'll have the honeydew list.
Oh, it's mounting. Believe me, there's a lot of stuff to do.
She's going to have a list as tall as you are.
That's right. That's right. I mean, that's my role now. My role is really, most importantly, it's dad and husband. And, she's still working. She's takes care of the insurance. And so it's kind of my role now really to step up and try to make life easier on her.
Yeah.
So
I'm learning that, and it's hard to do when you're used to being one on the go. So it's challenging. It's a transition that's real rough, but If they called me tomorrow and said there's a spot on the engine for you, I'd go. If they called me tomorrow and said there's a spot on the box for you, I'd be like, you got wrong number.
Amen to that.
I loved when I first started on the box. That was the best thing in the world. We're referring to the box as the ambulance, and I loved it. Yeah, it was great. I got to help people and do things. And then somewhere around, I don't know, 2008, I don't know, somewhere around there, it seemed like there was a big change, and we were just getting calls for everything. And then it just went downhill from there. Then they instituted that. And the NFPA was behind it. I thought it was silly personally, to be a paramedic, you had to get a 2-year degree. I'm like, come on, if you're going to get a 2-year degree, get your associates in nursing. And, for $40,000 more a year, you get to sit at home, but you have to wipe butts, So I thought so we saw a shortage, at least here in the South. And it just continued to get worse from there. Now, Georgia is in such a bind for responders. There's usually an hour wait time for an ambulance anywhere in metro Atlanta or the surrounding counties. There's such a bind. They're hiring literally people that can qualify to drive fast past the EMR course and an EMT in the back of the box. And if the medic's needed, guess who has to step up? The ALS engine company. So we're not getting off the box any sooner. And then if you don't have somebody to come pick you up, you got to wait at the hospital and you're standing on the wall with an ambulance crew and you could be back at your station. So yeah, it's crazy. Thank you, Uncommon Soul. I loved every minute up until the last.
Here we go.
No, but yeah, I've got a special dedicated line for Uncommon Soul when she calls in. So just if she'll tell me before she calls in, so open the window up. So one of our regular viewers likes to call in and chat with us occasionally. So we may get she likes Andy a lot, so we may get a harassing.
Thanks.
So Jim, you've got a wall behind you there. Is there any way you can just rip it off and show us everyone?
I don't know about that,
Maybe
but
top
I can
50.
certainly start grabbing some, and I don't know how well they'll look trying to show you, but explain them or whatever.
Yeah, please do.
I don't know if you guys, I imagine you feel the same way I do. I mean, when I look at this challenge coin flag that my friend Kyle made for me, I mean, every coin on there, there's something behind it. It's either a memory of a person or a place, or it's an event, some kind of even achievement. So there's, I love looking at this just because it reminds me of my past and different people, different places. I imagine you guys feel the same way, right?
Oh yeah,
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, I can't tell you the first coin I got and how long it's been, but just throughout my travels, I feel like I've collected a decent amount. And some of them are definitely, have meaning to them, like really big meaning. I look at this first one here in the corner and see if how well this looks. It's gonna be hard to see, but basically it looks like an honor guard guy.
Oh yeah,
and it is this coin is from me serving in the Fallen Firefighter Memorial in Colorado Springs, and actually giving a flag to one of our widows. It was for Bobby Hetzer, who was a fellow firefighter paramedic with Dayton and died from occupational cancer. So 2019 is when I was given this coin. So that was a heavy experience. Like, I'm glad I did it. It was an honor, but I never want to do that again.
I understand.
Yeah. So that's,
we had a firefighter who passed away. He was my sergeant, and he was the one that had my back when I got injured. He was always the one going to bat for me with I won't say it was battalion level. It was above battalion level. And one night they heard a noise in his bedroom, and they went into his bedroom and he was having a seizure. And so they grabbed him up, they had a unit come pretty quickly. They were lucky. It was the middle of the night. He had a tumor in his brain. And by the time they discovered it, it was such fast growing. And due to legal reasons, I couldn't make it to the firefighter funeral. I was forbidden by the city to be there. It was considered city property, and I was a liability. And they got a judge to tell them that you can't come. So I didn't get to go. I got to saw it all on TV. It was my sergeant, one of my closest friends. He was the first person I met at the first front door when I walked in the door, my first shift there. And he was one of the last people that I saw when I left there. And I'm talking this guy, 6 foot tall, 3 foot wide, hands as big as a bowling ball. I mean, he was my friend. He was my friend. He was my officer. And yeah, it's rough when you bury one of your own. So I've had to do it twice. When I was with DeKalb Fire, we had a firefighter go down in a fire, and I got to go through all the process with that, and that was very rough. So yeah, losing one of our own hurts. It hurts bad.
Yeah, I don't know how, but at some point, so I was the wellness guy. I was trying to take care of everybody, but at some point too, I became like the funeral guy too. So it was, I'm trying to keep you from dying, but if you do die, I got you there too. And I'd have to coordinate or at least assist with several different funerals, but mostly firefighter cancer from where we're at. We've had a couple suicides in recent years. Yeah, that just sucks. But I mean, that again, that coin definitely has meaning. It was that whole thing was an out of body experience. Like, I don't even know how I got through it, to be quite honest. Yeah, powerful. Yeah.
Well, what a lot of people don't realize, I know Matt and Andy do, but depending on your shift, most shifts are 24 on, 48 off. You spend a third of your life with your coworkers. You eat breakfast together, lunch together, dinner together. You fight over what to watch on the TV. You play video games together. You race to the truck. You race to the front door with the hose or the extinguisher. It's family, So I used to tell them that I'd almost felt bipolar because I'd go to work and I'd be with a separate family, and they knew all about my problems at home, and I knew about all their problems at home, and we had the problems at the firehouse, and it was just a total encompassing thing. And yeah, it's a lot to take away. I was a peer support officer for a while too. I went through all the peer training, but Georgia dropped the ball on that as well. But they have recently decided, after a bunch of firefighter suicides, that the larger departments are getting together and going, hey, we need to bring these old guys back in. They've got knowledge and we can use them. And so it's nice that they're doing that. But
I'm gone, but I'm not. I'm still a peer supporter for my department, and I'm also just recently became a peer supporter for the state.
Nice.
So there's the state of Ohio breaks it down into 5 districts, and each district has 4 or 5 guys or gals that could just, anybody can call us or message us whenever.
Yeah. Yeah, so, it's pretty much the way the large metropolitan Atlanta departments have done. They picked it up and said,
yeah, being Dayton, we were I think the 6th largest city in the state. So especially around us, we were definitely big brother. We had the resources, we had a good amount of peers on our team. So we definitely helped out with all our neighboring agencies, and that was a good thing to do, to have those relationships. And in return, we actually counted on them too. There were times where we needed help. That's a perfect segue there. We had in 2019, we had a mass shooting in our bar district, and I had nine people were killed. And so we actually did bring in people from the IFF and people from the state team and locals to help us out. And one of the things that came out of that is I ended up being picked to be a medic for President Trump.
Oh, nice.
He came in and he visited basically the police, the fire, and went to the hospital. So he came in, he landed at Wright Pat Air Force Base, which is 10, 15 minutes away from us, and I was part of the convoy and a medic, and I had a Secret Service officer with me, and he was big into coins too, so we ended up trading them, and I've got this. Let's see, that comes in a little bit better.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's one of the coolest ones. Obviously, it came from a shitty experience. Something happened, but again, an honor to be just a medic for the president. And thankfully, nothing happened, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just cool. And then just having that as just kind of a memory of it.
Did you get to meet President Trump while you were?
I did not. No.
Okay.
No, it was pretty quick. I was basically right next door to him in the medic when he came out of the plane, and then we just all got on a big convoy and went down to the main hospital and then went back. I mean, I don't know if it was heck the whole thing. I don't know if he was on the ground for an hour and 15 maybe. So pretty quick.
Wow. Yeah. Well, he came. That was the important thing, I guess. And so, yeah, it's I got to meet Daddy Bush, but I didn't get a coin out of it. He came to Knoxville doing, I guess, during the campaign rally for his reelection. I think it was it had to have been his reelection. And so I got to be the medic standing by there when he stopped just outside the airport in Knoxville. And we all stood there. He come around, shook our hands, introduced himself. Strangest damn thing. Hi, I'm President Bush.
Who?
Shit. Would have never guessed. Hey, Matt, I know you're short on time tonight. Did you have any questions for him? I know you got some family commitments and things too. You got.
No. Like I said, I'm just looking at that rag. That rag is beautiful, by the way. I got a buddy too who does flags like that, and those things that's awesome because if you get that and you have, like, for me, I only got maybe like 40 some coins, right? It inspires you to get more.
Oh yeah,
the blanks on there, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But
I'm basically topped out. Like,
I
need to order.
You got some like off to the side,
a new one.
Yeah.
Because they are. It was initially, they were like there was a little space between them all, and now they're next to each other.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to need something here soon. I don't know if Kyle's listening, but I'm going to bug you here soon.
Yeah, they're all over those coin groups. You can get I've seen they got sites and sites of people who do actual beautiful woodworking. They can make anything for us. They can do like a carrier. I've seen jets and stuff. They do pretty cool work on that stuff. So, but the question I have for you real quick. For coins, right? I see a lot of coins up there. So it seems like you're more of a traditional guy, right? You don't like to. I mean, some of these coins are like a box or a Baby Yoda or something. Are you more of a traditional kind of guy, or are you just kind of whatever everybody gets you?
No, I'd like the traditional, but I'm also completely okay with doing something out of the norm.
Yeah.
Whether they're the die cut variety, or just something kind of unique. I mean, I got a few. I've got like bottle openers. I've got one that looks like a horse. One that dog paws for a service dog. No, I like the creativity that you can do with this stuff. We've got my buddy Nick and I do an annual firefighter health and wellness conference, and we call it it's where I live, Beaver Creek. But the joke is we call it Exotic Beaver Creek, Ohio. It's all a bunch of crap because there's nothing exotic about it. That's the running joke. But Of course, we have a beaver as a logo. So like, and I don't have it yet, but I saw the artwork this week. I'll see if I can actually just even show my phone and show you the artwork. But what it is,
message it to me. I can put it up on the screen.
Okay, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. See, I was going to ask you too if you're into coins, but also patches as well. You have like a good collection of patches too.
I do. They're downstairs in my other setup. This is not my actual, because I do a monthly podcast on fire engineering, and so that's cool. I kind of have the studio downstairs, and that has all my patches on there. Okay. And it's a pretty decent collection. Not as many as the coins, but like when you go somewhere, I mean, you're gifting coins or you're gifting patches, and you're hoping for something like that in return.
Yeah.
So like my travels have taken me just even outside the US. I've been in Canada a whole bunch. Went to England and went to a bunch of different brigades there. And so when you go to those places, like you come prepared. Like I had a bag of patches, I had coins, and those guys, you can tell the ones who love this stuff are ate up like we are, and they're going in their lockers, they're handing me jackets, they're handing me they're like they're actual clothes. Here you go.
I was in a dispatch center and had a lady take one of her patches off her 911 shirt and give it to me.
Man, yeah,
that's awesome.
I've had that kind of stuff happen before. It's been So it's really cool. So you just have to know, you have to be prepared for whatever that may be.
So I feel you, because I was stationed over in Italy, and we'd hit up all these different countries, and if you didn't have a challenge going on, you better have something else, because they were willing to give out. I think one guy was like from like the Dutch Army or Navy. He had like a bunch of like a knife, and one of the guys like, well, I got this pin, and he just literally took his like one of his awards off his uniform and gave it to the guy, and he gave him a knife, and I was like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, they'll eat it up if it's anything American or anything cool. Yeah, they'll take it.
Nice, yeah.
That's awesome.
So Glenn, I just sent the new design to you. It is again, so it's Beaver Creek. So each year for this conference, we do a different theme, and we try to. Although we're talking serious stuff. I mean, it's a legit conference, but we also have a sense of humor, and we don't always have to be serious. So every year, different theme. This year's theme is pro wrestling. So we've got all these speakers coming, and we'll have all these people coming all over. I mean, the U.S. and Canada, and they're coming to exotic Beaver Creek, Ohio. One of the guys that we booked, like for the wrestling theme, is we actually have the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, coming over.
Oh, nice!
So he'll be pretty much everybody knows Jimmy Hart. He's been in the wrestling business for 60 years and managed about everybody from Andy Kaufman in Memphis to Hulk Hogan, and in between. So he'll be there as a guest MC and be there taking pictures and everything. So it's going to be fun. That's awesome. Can find out, I'll plug in myself, exoticbeavercreek.com. That's not a porn website. That's a
don't mess that one up.
Yeah. So
let me get our logo.
Oh, that's nice.
There's the Lucha Beaver there wearing the mask, the wrestling match.
Oh, love that. That is great.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
So Matt, I don't know. That's probably your answer there. I that's probably not the most traditional thing, but I think it's hilarious.
That's badass. I love it.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely.
Because a lot of times in challenge coins, a lot of people don't, there's like hidden meanings behind it all. Like, like not everybody gets it, but the ones who do, it's something to laugh about.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool about it.
I don't know if I have any really inside joke kind of ones, but that would be good to have.
Yeah. I know a couple of people you're going to have to hook up with a beaver coin. So
yeah, I'll trade it up. I'll trade some coins.
And while you're looking, I'll show you. these are new. These came in. This is my new camera, so everybody bear with me.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's our coin for the show here, the Grin and
Very
Guardian
cool.
Gang. And Matt will have to tell you what that means down there because I only speak redneck. So
It's Latin for not for self, or not for self for others, or something like that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
in our logo, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, he is. Matt, if you ever need anybody to draw you a picture of a cow on the moon eating a mushroom, he can get to you in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like 20
Mr.
seconds.
AI himself.
I've never met an individual in my life who has that talent.
Very cool.
I'm behind in the comments here, but yeah, show us some coins here, Amy. Thank you. Welcome to the show. And I want to send a special Chris Moore. I saw this in the comments. Yeah, Lewis the service dog. We love to see animal coins. We love law enforcement stuff too. In fact, we had a lady from Protecting the Blue Line.
Look at that.
That's
That's
Chris's
badass.
Lewis's coin.
That's
badass.
awesome.
And
We had a lady
on the
from
back. I don't know if you'll be able to
Protecting-
see it, but it just says Lewis.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
badass.
gorgeous.
A picture of him.
I love that. So we had a lady from protectingtheblue.com come on, and she goes around the country handing out these coins to law enforcement officers, and she's trying really hard to get to the Police Memorial 2024 in DC. So if anybody wants a coin, she's got some there. So I'm catching up on comments. I saw Amy in there. Thor, you're encircling and you're floating in your ship. Amy, hello, Amy. Glad to see you here. Brenda's in the show. Brenda's got a show to do of her own, so I thought she said Bobby was here, but
You guys ever seen a poker chip coin before?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
That's common enough, but one of our conferences was Vegas themed, so we did the poker chip one.
Nice. The poker chip is metal or
No, it's like a legit poker chip.
nice.
So,
I wish we did one for my other show, and I wish it's shaped like a poker chip, made out of poker chip material, but it's not a poker chip.
you guys may have seen this before, but I think it's pretty damn cool. So again, camera is hard, but this is from Ready Creek.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
So-
Mickey and the firefighter.
Mickey and the firefighter. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then on the back, it basically has all four. It's hard to, you guys can't see it, but it's
There you
got
go.
all four parks kind of woven in there. So that's
Oh, nice.
that's pretty cool. That's from my buddy Jeremy that works there. Let's see, what other cool ones do I got for you guys? No, this is a pretty big boy here. I dig this. So this is from General President Ed Kelly from the IFF.
Wow.
So I'm honored to be working with the IFF on what do they call it? Basically looking at completely redoing our PPE, starting from scratch, trying to get rid of all these chemicals and just starting over. So I've been, I was in DC last November, and I know I'll be going back a couple times this year, but President Kelly is big time into trying to get us into gear that isn't going to get us sick. So
Good.
pretty cool to have him and as involved as he has been regarding that stuff.
It's these bumpus little departments like I was with, and I retired that have 1980 SCBAs. When the face piece breaks, they try and blame you for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, if I broke it, I want it as a souvenir. Oh no, you can't have it. Oh, why? Because it'll be in the investigation.
I mentioned the horse-shaped one. This is from my buddy Tim. It's hard to see again.
Oh, that's
Nice.
So he's done about it all: fire, police, military, and now he has a farm and he does equine therapy.
That's cool. I was
Yeah.
going to say, how do you go from being a fireman to riding a box to riding a horse? That's kind of
He did it all. He did it all. But he's the most down to earth person I know, and that's one of the other things at this conference. And I keep plugging it, but he's going to be there, and he's actually going to bring his horses out because his horses are. His house is 5 minutes away from where we're going to have the conference at, so we're going to do like a live equine therapy, intro right then and there. So I don't think I've seen any other firefighter conference do that before, but
nice.
we're big enough idiots to actually like try to do it.
No, that's nice. You said you had the biggest one you'd ever seen. I was thinking to myself, no, I think Matt has everybody beat on that one. You got one of those paperweights handy, Matt?
Oh gosh, which one? So this is the one from the base. It's a
I'm gonna make you big, Matt, since that one's a wide one.
Yeah, it's a golf ball marker coin.
Oh wow!
It's a hanger. It's an actual hanger coin with sliding doors with the logo. And inside, as you open it up, it has a golf ball marker that you can remove, for playing golf. There you go. Yeah.
That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, it's about 5 inches, 5 inches in length, and on the back, it's got pretty much everything we got here: the jets, the airfield, the airspace, the 2 towers, all that good stuff. So
I don't know who came up with that, but they put some time into that one.
It was all me. Yeah.
Well, Diva did it.
Yeah, it was all me. All the coins that I make when we're talking about these are all designed by me.
That's the beast I was talking about. You said he had
this is 11 ounces. It could kill people, but we're just gonna say it's a paperweight. It's got a little bit. It's got chief anchors, from military. Tell me if you want to succeed, right? In the Terminator voice. It's not Skynet. It's Chief Net. There you go. With the 2 guns from the movie. Yeah,
dude,
so,
that's crazy.
So my coins are they're a little different than mostly traditional coins. This is a good old Back to the Legacy. Still Back to the Future one. This one's about a 5 millimeter thickness. The flux capacitors are on the back. So it's
I love
mine
it.
Mine are they're a little different. So
when you asked me the question earlier, I know where you stand.
Yeah, well, and then here,
Give me anything that's not round.
Yeah, here, let me share my screen because I got one to show you. That this is the latest one that I have that's coming in. Let's see, mid-April.
It gets here before mine does.
Yeah. So here's this one. It's you guys see it?
Oh, the Deadpool Wolverine.
So it's a Wolverine Deadpool. Where I got the idea from, there was the what do you call it? The director was at the Super Bowl and he was wearing a hat. And on the cap, he had the logo here with the Deadpool and the Wolverine combined. And then I was like thinking about, I was like, well, that'd be actually a pretty cool coin. If you watch the trailer, they're literally like hacking and slashing each other like left and right. So yeah, it's blood everywhere, but it's entertaining for some. But it's funny because that was the design they came up with, right? So all this is what I came out of my mind, and then I just got the sample. Here's how big it's going to be. It's going to be about 3.5 inches with the ear hanging out like that. I told him I want to make sure there's no like gap in between, so it's a surprise. And you just you pull it out and like try to stab somebody with it. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this is one of my probably cool ones. This is it's a 10 millimeter coin. This thing's gonna be thick, but you can see like it's got some bullet holes right here. They're gonna color fill it with some enamel, like UV print the slashes in over here with the blood dripping out. It's there you go. There's the claws coming out. So it'll be the claws will come out, and then there's going to be a magnet here, a magnet here, a magnet here, and a magnet here, and it holds the coin together. It's
made out of animadium, right?
Yeah, totally animadium.
That's probably not cheap, I imagine.
It was
that specific metal.
Yeah, well, so if you can see here, I can see how they designed it because the claws was the hardest part. So if you look, there's like a line right here. So it looks to me like there was a 2 coin, and they kind of either like welded it together or somehow meshed it together here, and they're just gonna kind of shave off that and smooth it out. But it is cool how these concepts you can come up with are like it's genius. And that's so my challenge coins. I do have challenge coins that, like we talked about, they have meaning. But I've been doing design. I've been doing challenge coins for years, designing my own thing. And my heart is like when I was going to show you. So this one is the golden gun from N64.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One shot,
one victory is on the inscribed at the top there. Right. So to me, when I have my own coins, right, I'm selling them, right, but I'll give them to my sailors, right? I'll give them to those. And to me, that means more to them. Like they like, oh, Chief gave this to me. Like, oh, this is awesome. So they can now have a story with it, right? Because it's totally,
absolutely
unique.
I'd have to have you make me a grenade launcher in the temple.
Yeah, the designs are going out there. I got a Ghostbuster.
Only like 7 people are going to get that joke, but
yeah, I know.
The people that get it, it's good.
Yeah.
It's gold. It's gold.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So yeah, but then that's why that's what Glenn always talks about. Like we're the masterminds because we're all just coming up with. Did you show him the Prowler pickle one that we did? Did you get that one anywhere?
Oh,
so we had a woman who what is it called? Prowler pickle. She's got a company where she wanted us to make a challenge coin, but it was like in a UFC boxing ring, and then the tiger's like slashing at a pickle. We actually made a coin for her, which is pretty awesome.
Yes,
it should be underneath one of our Facebooks, I think. Let me see.
Yeah, no, I just had to pull it up in a different screen. Yeah, her name is Miranda Maverick, and she is ranked 14th in the country. She's going to be a friend of our shows very soon. Okay. We got a phone caller coming in here too. Hello, you're live on the air. And I'm going to show this. Can you hear us, caller?
Hello.
Hello there. How are you? Can you hear us?
Oh,
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Well, I hear you.
Awesome.
Let me finish my story here real quick. So I come up with the idea. Her logo was a lion. It was nowhere near as fierce as what Matt got drawn up here. I come up with the idea of the octagon and it jumping out. She was the one that come up and said she wanted it slicing a pickle. I don't know if I finished my story. She's I can't remember if she's 12th or 14th in the country flyweight division UFC. She's pretty much a badass. Miranda Maverick is her name. And so we've got to be friends. She helped me get started on my show by coming on and getting me some fans and stuff. And so we've talked back and forth for over a year now. And so her side hustle, aside from being a licensed doctor of psychology, so which I don't understand, she's the MMA fighter. She's got the Prowler business, Prowler pickles on the side. So on the back, she wanted her logo, and they had to go. Matt could probably tell you, and they had to do some special processing, and this will be indented into the coin, and this will be raised. So yeah, it took us a little while to get it worked out, but hers is ordered and on the way. I think that's just her logo. But yeah,
I love it. Besides the pickle, I don't do pickles.
Well, I'd tell you that she'd probably kick your ass, Jim. So
maybe we should have did a Rick and Morty pickle. Maybe that one did better. I don't know.
Yeah, Uncommon Soul, are you still with us? Or did we lose her?
I think she's up.
Okay. Well, she can try to call me back on the other line if she wants to. Sometimes that line is picky. Make sure I got that window open handy. Yeah, that was it. Okay. All right, go ahead. But yeah, so we've made a couple for some people, and it's been a lot of fun.
You guys are definitely creative. I love that. Just the outside of the box kind of stuff. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah,
there's
tons of them. Yeah, there's tons of them. I thought there's hat boxes. There's I'm on like 27 different coin groups, and I've seen just about everything they could possibly like think of, and it's actually surprising. The challenge coin like thing, it's a pretty grueling market. There's some like people have some serious like traders and stuff, and they'd be like, hey, how much we want to trade for this? What do you got? Let me see what you got. And it's pretty like Have you heard the story of the police officer in Florida
that unloaded 2 clips on his own cruiser when he thought he was shot.
Oh, was that where that they mistook something getting in their car or something? Is that right?
Yes, he mistook an acorn dropping on the car. And somebody with an acorn, but the best. This is my coin of the week. I've got is this one. Somebody, I bought this one. I was like, I've got to have that. It's too cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the acorn. Yeah, so the officer. Now, I'm not making fun of the officer. I wasn't there. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's probably some PTSD involved, having suffered the route myself. But yeah, he's kind of the joke now of the police world. But there's been some really good coins come out of it. So
oh, that's like
nothing's off limits.
The rest of the world just makes memes or whatever, and we're out there making coins.
Exactly.
I love it. Oh, I don't know if I have any funny ones. You know,
Andy, have you got any more recently? Any new ones?
I talked about.
No, actually, I haven't. I'm still
Sorry.
waiting for a couple of them that are pre-ordered.
Okay.
So I've got. I talked to you earlier about the Beaver Creek thing. So this is. I call it Exotic Beaver Creek, Ohio, and it's the beaver with the palm trees and a Maltese. He's wearing
Nice.
sunglasses.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it's hard to pick just one, isn't it? Especially because each one has a story.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one from Bobby Halden. I also keep on here. You know, I know this is a challenge coin show, but this is. Let me grab a few of these. Hold on. These aren't challenge coins, but I still think they're cool. These are guitar picks. So there's a Metallica
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome.
and another Metallica. Let me see if I can get that in. Now it's got a fading down and what is this? Oh, a Linkin Park. So
Oh, cool.
That's so cool.
Are they plastic or are they metal?
oh, they're plastic. I mean, they're
They're
legit.
actual picks. Okay.
Yeah, they just throw it. You know, they play and then throw it out in the crowd, and I was lucky enough to get those.
That's cool.
Now check this out. Like instead of a coin, my buddy Mike, they actually have. This is for South Lake Tahoe Fire. And they actually have like gold badges.
Oh, that's so
Like
cool.
instead of coins, they give you like a legit
Dang.
badge.
Oh my gosh. That's nice.
It's numbered and everything. I mean, it's pretty damn cool.
Is it heavy?
That's sweet looking.
Yeah, I mean it's legit like
Yeah,
badge that you would wear.
that's crazy. Awesome.
Ah shit. What else do I got for you guys?
So, Jim, are you into trading, or you just like what you got and you stick with it? Because you said a lot of them are memorable, right?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like most of the besides the conference ones, which I may even have extras of some of those. These are all from friends or places I visited. Like, so I don't think I've ever traded any of them because I guess they're all personal to me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get them to like. I mean, I have other ones besides these that I guess I purchased along the way, and I don't even like if I purchased them, I don't even like put them up anymore because I just have so many that have actually been given to me. Oh hell, this is another important one. Another IFF one. You know, where it's just the IFF logo, but on the back is the Serenity Prayer, and can't see it for shit, but the Serenity Prayer. I was given this after when I was at the IFF Center of Excellence in 2022. I spent 40 days there, and when I graduated from there and was finally able to go back home, I got this guy. So, yeah, I would say good times, but that would be a lie.
Yeah, we've all had that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
yeah. So they all. I mean, there's all meaning, stories, people, events. I mean, and it's all that. And I want to keep having those events. I want to keep having those meetings. Who knows? I know maybe that's a good segue for the book. I got this book coming out May 1st that really just, it's autobiography, just talks about the good and the bad. And I mean, all in all, I guess it's a tale of resiliency and hope, but it's a lot of, don't do what I did kind of things as well, be smarter than me. But yeah, who knows? Well, that book will take me too. Maybe I'll be adding even more coins, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It comes out May 1st on Amazon. God, I have no shame. Like, shameless plugs. Here it comes.
No, we are taking your time, and so it's worth something. So absolutely, no, by all means, we don't mind at all.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We've had other autobiographers in here. One a few weeks ago from the Coast Guard. One was it last week where Joel wrote his story about coming back and his time of having down thoughts and how he came back through rehab and stuff. So yeah, we've had that. I think we had Michael. Oh gosh, I forget his name. Sagru. Yeah, we've had him in here talk about his stuff. We've had the major from Fairfax County Police Department, Ed. I can't remember his last name. He came in and talked to us a lot about stuff. So yeah, well, we talk challenge coins. We talk war stories. We talk BS. we don't mind, and we're glad that you came, and anything you want to talk about, the floor is open. It's yours. So, and somebody's asking, is it going to be available on Amazon? It will. Oh, and available on Amazon. Yeah, it's your autobiography.
Yeah. So it's called Overcoming Tuesday, and I mean, Amazon's weird. You can't even go check it out and give a preview of it or anything right now. It'll be officially live on May 1st, paperback and hardcover at that point. And people keep asking me too, Overcoming Tuesday, what does that mean? And I did an interview when I was the department's wellness coordinator with one of the local news people, and I basically, and I'm going to paraphrase myself, but I essentially said the normal citizen has about 2 traumatic events throughout their lifetime. And for us, that's just Tuesday. And so here I am. I was the guy that was, I was supposed to be helping everybody. I mean, that was literally my job, to help my internal DFD guys and gals. But I was falling apart myself, and I was acting my ass off. I just had so much shame and guilt, because I really, and it's ridiculous now that I think this way when I'm looking back. But at that time, I really had the mind frame of, how's it going to look if the guy that's supposed to help everybody else needs help himself? And so I just avoided. And, a month after that interview, again, I'm in Maryland, and I'm at this behavioral health place, and, inpatient 40 days. So my sister was the one that really picked up on that interview, and she's really talented. And she wrote a song, like a song based off of that. And that was waiting for me when I came home, actually. And it's pretty damn heavy. And it wasn't, I still was working. I still was on the job. I came back. I never went back and worked in the firehouse again. I worked a restricted duty stint, and then I ended up retiring on a disability and left a couple years earlier than I should have. I wanted to. And that's all kind of goes over in the book, and it's kind of a shit show. I kind of got a raw deal as well from the department, which sucks. But we've all moved on, and we've all made peace, and it's good now. But it was later on. It was actually last August when my sister finally talked me into actually writing a book, and she wrote it. I just got to be like this right here and be on Zoom with her. She lives in South Carolina, and I just got to tell her story after topic after topic for a couple months until we had enough to make it a book. And each chapter we go back and forth and make sure it still sounded like me. I kind of joke, I give her shit because she replaced all my cuss words with Jesus and talk and all that kind of stuff, but it's all good. It's still me. It's still the story. But yeah, so I'm excited for this to finally come out, and I kind of wrote it in a way, or we wrote it in a way to where it's a resource. Like, it's my story, but like, I'm talking about all these things that affect us. I'm talking about sleep. I'm talking about testosterone. I'm talking about PTS. I'm talking about I had cancer. I mean, all that stuff I throw out there. I just put myself out there, and just hoping that, again, for a lot of this stuff, that people can learn from my mistakes and avoid stuff instead of going and dealing with it themselves. So that's kind of the gist of it.
Can I ask you a personal question if you don't care? When did you realize you had PTSD?
I think it was first introduced to me, I think about probably 11 or 12 years ago. And I was trying to get promoted, just trying to make lieutenant. And I wanted, a lot of these guys that study, they end up getting diagnosed with ADHD, and they get on, and I can't think of the pill or whatever, but it basically allows you to, and you guys, I'm sure I'm an idiot that I can't think of it, but it allows you to focus better and stay a little bit more alert and all that stuff. So in order to get that, I had to be evaluated. And during that evaluation is when that psychologist said, "You got PTSD." So that was the first time that I was
Adderall. That's right. I was
told about
that. I was
that.
trying to think. Thank you, Chris. I was trying to think. Adderall.
What was it? Adderall. Thank
Chris
you. Chris would know about it. Sure.
Amy says, "Been there. It's great to be sober. Congratulations."
Adderall. Thank you. Oh, his name is Heath Good, but he's really great. It's Heath Great.
He's great.
But so that was the first time that I was told I had it. I can tell you, I didn't really feel like I had it back then. It wasn't until, I would say 5 or 6 years ago when I really started having flashbacks. I got moved back to my original station, and a drowning with a kid. I mean, it's always kids with us, right?
Yes, it is
always. And I mean, I passed that house a couple times a shift, and but it wasn't leaving me. It was daily. I wasn't even at work, and it was bugging me. And that's when I really started talking to a clinician, started doing EMDR, and working through several other calls that were, I mean, it was really helpful. But I think there was just so much I saw early on, and I think we're all guilty of this too. We all do this. Like, initially, you want to see everything, right? Like, somebody's cut, they're slashed their throat. I didn't have to see it. I still wanted to. I still did. And it was, I mean, for probably the first half of my career, it was I wanted to see. And then the second half, really, it was like, if I had to see, if I was the medic, if I was going to be the one that did the field term or whatever, and you had to, absolutely. I mean, I had to. I'm not getting away from that. But if I didn't have to be that guy, I wasn't seeing it. I was avoiding it. I felt already, like, halfway through my career, I realized I've already taken on way too much, and I just didn't want to see anything if I didn't have to. And I think I've talked to other people about it, and they've had similar types of experiences where they've matured, perhaps is the word. That doesn't really go well with us, but I think that's what it is just my cup was already overflowing, and I didn't need to add any more. And that's you're dealing with, and I'm talking about just regular citizens that I saw and then I never saw again, right? Whatever it may be, whatever those encounters are. Then at the very end of my career, when all I'm doing is dealing with my own department members, and Dayton is big, but it's not huge. So I knew everybody. Everybody knew me. And now I'm working with them, and I'm taking on all their stuff, and I'm going on the ride with them. And that was really a big part of my downfall, is because it was personal. I was invested. Whatever happened with them, good or bad, happened with me because I was along for the ride. And that nearly, it almost ended somebody, which then almost ended me. And thankfully, we're both here.
Good. Great.
Yeah. I guess I'm sorry to interrupt. I gotta head out. But hey, Jim, it's nice meeting you. Great collection, brother. Get my contact information. I'll get you one of my coins too. I can help you
awesome,
get the collection bigger, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Glenn's got my information. Just hit him up. We'll get you one.
We'll get it to you. You'll have to get some extra support on your wall if you plan on putting that one up. So.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah,
all right,
brother. Have a good night.
See you soon.
See you,
All
man.
right, guys. Later.
Later. Yeah. With me, I was exactly like you. The last 2 years of my career, didn't have to see it. Don't want to see it. Don't care to see it. We had it's hard to describe, but a double suicide. And most people think of, well, one's a homicide, one's a murder. No, this family was just such despair that they placed their head on each other's lap, one on the other one's lap in a car. And you can do the rest from there. And PD was like, got there first, because there was a weapon involved. And they were like, we don't even need fire EMS. And my whole crew was like, well, we got to go see this. You never get these calls. And I'm like, I'll be right here in the engine. They're like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, what's wrong with me? I don't want to take that shit home with me. Yeah. And that was what I remember really clear as a bell. And a couple where PD was like, yeah, he just wave us off, and the crew's like, well, we'll go see. I'm like, rookies. And it sucks, but I had no business. Well, illegally as a medic, I had no business to be there. But secondly, I didn't want to be there if I didn't have to. The last few years of my career, I lived my first few years in fire EMS. I was EMS strictly in rural Tennessee. And so we had trauma. And when those people decided to go on shooting sprees, holy cow, they were, so the first few years was there. And then I moved down to Atlanta, and they told me when I came in, because I was still excited, they said, look, 10 years is like 30 here. We have very few people punch out here. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I was still, young, dumb, full of, so, I was like, yeah, whatever. 10-year mark. I wasn't even toast. I was a briquette, because in that time, the healthcare crisis had collapsed, and the fire department had completely taken over EMS. So even if you got a chance to get off the box, you weren't off the box. You know, so, and we were running, I remember one shift, I remember thinking to myself, we're going to hit 24 calls this shift, which, you know, a lot of people's like, oh, that's impossible. It's calling out. Well, if you have 5 hospitals in your jurisdiction and you're allowed to do treat no transports, that's not that hard to do. I think I had somewhere between 28 or 32 one shift. And when the bell rang, there wasn't a medic there to relieve me. And the battalion chief, who was a medic, the oncoming captain, who was a medic, and I think the driver was a medic. They all look at me and I'm like, I'm off. And they're like, no, you got to take this call. There's nobody here. Totally lost my shit. I started screaming and had to be escorted out of the station by, we call him the angry fireman. He then, after that, coined the term that I was the angry fire medic, because I was screaming, no, you're a medic, you're a medic, you're a medic, get on the effing box. They pulled me out of the station. So, yeah, it's there towards the end. I was really burnt. So I went to the smaller department and I thought, it's going to be great here. I'm going to love it. And I did. I love the guys. I love the station. It was everything I loved about being in a firehouse, minus the 16, 17, 18 calls a shift. Yeah. You know, we'd run a dozen was a crazy day for us. And I was like, this is great. You know, I can handle this. And COVID hit. And well, for people that's not in public safety, that actually became a very big deal. So the fire chief decided, which I'm totally opposed to and against, and will stand on the record for this till my dying day, that's unsafe to send 2 people on any call. Unsafe, period. They sent 2 people on a call. They got there. It was, they had to declare Mayday. It was patient fighting them. And so it was our first due. So we all hopped on the engine and was like there in 2 minutes. And the next thing, series of unfortunate events, I was attacked by a pit bull. Nobody saw it. That was the craziest damn thing. Nobody saw it. So I got taken out. You know, I went straight, ER, then the orthopedic surgeon, surgery, blah, blah, blah. I was ready to go back to work. 100% ready. I hadn't passed on the physical agility test, but I had met him sufficiently enough for everybody but the orthopedic surgeon. He is the orthopedic surgeon for the Atlanta Braves, the Georgia Bulldogs, Georgia Tech, the Atlanta Hawks. He's pretty big deal here in Atlanta because I had to have specialty hand surgery. And luckily my wife was with me that day. And he said, well, we got to talk about this. I said, come on, doc. I've been through physical therapy. I've been through occupational therapy. They've sent me through the psych therapy. I'm ready. Send me back. And he said, I can't and I won't. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks, you know, like, what is he talking about? And I just fell apart right there. And he said, and on top of that, you have PTSD. And it never hit me until then that I had been building up everything I had told people not to do, you know, put those socks in that sock drawer, push that drawer tight, don't let it open. I had been doing the same thing. And then when he said no, I don't know if it was a release because I wanted to go back or if it was me just being frustrated after having went through the whole process and fighting the city the entire way and pushing myself to, you know, a 56-year-old man doing something that a 45-year-old man having to pass the state of Georgia physical agility test again, you know, is hard for, you know, pushing myself to get to that point and then not being able to. But at that point in time, from that moment on, it was a downhill race. And I couldn't tell anybody why because I didn't know why. So workers' comp, because they were obligated, that was the word they used, they had to send me to a psychiatrist. That went over real well. He put in there that I had PTSD light, which I still haven't seen the DSM diagnosis of PTSD light.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, he said I had PTSD light. And I said, well, I've never seen anybody lightly get shot either, or somebody that's lightly pregnant. I said, I don't understand. Workers' comp, though. So the battle went from there. They said, well, he's not going out of his hand. He's going out and making this up because the psychiatrist says it's light. And I'm like, how? So we're just wrapping up our, what is that, 5-year battle now? And we're not to the point where I can go back to the station yet. I'm still bitter. So, but but from that moment on with the surgeon, what the point I was getting to, I started having the dreams, the flashbacks, and it was like the gate was open and I couldn't close it. And to this day, I do not like to sleep because of the dreams. And the doctor told me, he said, son, this is an older doctor. He said, son, he said, I can't take the dreams away from you, but I can knock you out. Well, good luck. I've tried for a while now. So yeah, it's been a rough battle, and a lot of people don't realize it until they're at that point. So,
Glenn, I mentioned EMDR. Have you ever done that before?
Actually, I've been told that that's what I need, but the insurance company is like, well, we're not going to pay for that. So
it should just be a clinician. Like, it's not anything above and beyond. A regular clinician, not everybody is able to do that, but the clinicians can be trained to do EMDR, and it should be just the same billing as a regular visit. I
agree. My wife works for, and I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me, Kaiser Permanente.
Do you?
And, so yeah, that's the giggles.
Would you mind if I take about 2 or 3 minutes and just explain EMDR?
No, absolutely. That's another thing we're here for. Some guy tuning in the middle of the night, bored, drinking, sees us. We're here.
So this is people describe this different ways. I like to describe an EMDR as like basically your brain being a file cabinet. And when you go on all these traumatic events, you have all these memories that are associated with those. And in order to process them, your brain needs to file it correctly in the brain and put it away. Well, a lot of times these traumatic events are never truly processed correctly. And usually we process our memories during sleep, which is something you just said you have difficulty with. So a lot of times these memories they may be in the same room as a file cabinet. They may even be on top, but they're not in the right file folder and they're not put away. They're scattered all over the place. And because it's not processed, all those feelings, all those emotions that are associated with that memory are still there. Mm-hmm. So what EMDR actually does is, and it can be done a couple different ways, whether they just do the finger thing, they do the pulsating, the vibrating handles. Sometimes they have the light bars that you follow. There's all different ways to do it. But you basically relive that moment. You go into detail, sometimes details that you didn't even really remember. They come out when you're processing this. But what it ultimately ends up doing is it takes that memory, it puts it in the file folder, and then it puts it in the file cabinet and shuts it where it should be. It doesn't erase that memory. That memory is still there, but the feelings, the emotions that were associated with it aren't there anymore. So you could talk about a lot of these traumatic events and not necessarily have to worry about being overcome with emotion. It helps a lot of people with their sleep. Yeah. With the flashbacks, the nightmares, because again, that memory now is finally processed and done. So it's definitely worthwhile for you to look into it and try to find somebody that's trauma informed, that knows trauma and can do EMDR. And for anybody out there that's watching or listening, like,
yeah, I agree.
It's legit. It sounds like voodoo, but it is absolutely helpful, and it should be a game changer for us in this industry. But it's getting out there, but it's not out there as much as it would be. Yeah.
No, the psychiatrist had said that was what I needed, but there was no one in the Kaiser network that does it. So they sent me to a trauma therapist. Well, during COVID, the trauma therapy is they have meetings like this one-on-one. And so we have never officially. There's no one in the Kaiser network that does the EMDR. I would have to self-pay and go out of network.
I'll throw out another website for you that may be helpful, and because it's going to be dependent on where everybody's at and what everybody's insurance is and all that stuff. But Psychology Today is a website. It's like a Match.com for clinicians, right? So you could put in there, this is where you live, this is the insurance you have, and have it do a search, and it comes up with everybody, and you can look and see what their specialties are. Are they trauma informed? Do they do EMDR? Like, all this kind of stuff. And it's you basically can try to pick and choose who and it tells you who's accepting new patients and all that, just all that kind of stuff. So that's another great resource for you and anybody else that's out there. PsychologyToday.com.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I will look into that. Now, I will give Kaiser credit, although they haven't got anyone yet. They are trying. They are really trying to build up because they've been in the news being roasted on the West Coast for their psychological care of not only employees but patients, which is even worse. So they're trying, but there's not enough bodies to sit behind desks for people that are willing to sit on the other side of that desk. So, but they're trying. I will give Kaiser that. And
you can actually do EMDR just like this, virtually. They do the, and I can't do it with my arm, but they do the butterfly taps, because all you're trying to do is get your eye movement, because that's when you process stuff.
I have a buddy of mine, and this is going to sound like totally off topic, but he worked for a 3-letter agency. It starts with a C and ends with an A. That he is a hypnotherapist in a different sense, but he went to school after he got out of his service and now does that. And I always tell him it's voodoo, and he's like, "Oh no, I can do things that you just wouldn't believe." So,
nice.
You're gonna have me dancing like a chicken. I've seen this on TV.
Yeah, I think when I was in Vegas right before the surgery, I had a few days of fun before I was in pain doing this stuff. But yeah, there are all those hypnosis magicians out there.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, "I know who you worked for. I know what's going on with you." Nice. Ironically enough, he's a paramedic too. So we're hidden everywhere. It's funny how many people I've met who were, "Oh yeah, I used to be a medic." What? So, are you planning on keeping your license up?
That's a good question. I'm due up in June, and I think the only one that I'll keep is the instructor. That's the only one that I think is still warrant. I'm not. I can't do the job anymore. That's part of my, pension. So, it's, the doctor was asking me when he did the shoulder surgery, like, you working? I'm like, no. And he's like, you play any sports? And I'm like, Frisbee golf. That's about the gist of my sports. And he said, well, you'll be Frisbee golf ready in 6 months.
Sweet. Do you play disc golf by chance?
Do I?
Yeah, or are you just making that up? So
no, that's legit. Yeah, I do.
Oh, me too. That's good therapy.
Oh, I mean, I love just getting outside, and it's a cheap sport, as long as you avoid water holes altogether.
It's cheap. I mean, you got your bag.
I mean, you got your bag, you got your disc, and I just avoid water holes.
I just pick it up on the other side.
No, and I've got a portable goal in my backyard. I can move all around, and we can kind of do our own little mini course whenever. So
that's cool. Yeah, I got a small one. Of course, we live in a small, just neighborhood. But same. You should make sure to check out in a few weeks on the Para or Normal Guys, my Wednesday night show. I've got the president of Elevation Disc Golf coming on. And
Oh, wow.
he's going to talk about the new plastic and some things they got coming out. So I begged and pleaded for that interview. I was like, please. He's like, you're a paranormal show. And I'm like, come up with a ghost story. I just want to hear about the disc.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, they are. They're getting lighter and lighter. And
yeah.
It's fun because I'm still way just a beginner, but being out there and talking to people that actually know, like, there's a lot to it. I don't want to say it's as particular as real golf, but like there's a little bit of science behind the stuff, you know. I mean, everybody's listening like, what the hell is he talking about? It's just a Frisbee. No, it's not. I got scolded when I was a kid when I asked to look at a Frisbee, and I had the guy from behind the counter tell me that Frisbee is a trademark of Whammo. It is a disc golf. Like that's but like it tells you, like, when you look at it, like, you know, it fades to the right, it fades to the left. I mean, you have to like understand what those numbers mean. You have to understand what the weight is. Like it's more than just, I'm just going to toss this Frisbee.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't think you were going to talk about Frisbee golf today, did you?
Oh, man. It's funny. The guy from Elevation Disc Golf asked me, says, are you going to do a disc golf podcast? And I'm like, I'd kind of like to, but I already got enough in the in the oven, so I don't know that I will. But yeah, I took a friend of mine last summer. Me and him decided that we were going to tour Florida as part of our get away from everything in the world. And so everywhere we stopped, there had to be a park nearby that was unique. So it couldn't just be like a regular, but all parks in Florida are unique because they have gators, they have iguanas, they have chickens, they have water. And there's more things that I can't possibly, snakes. Don't forget about snakes. So, so they're all unique in that aspect. But we stopped at one in just outside of Tampa. And it's the actual Carney. How is it? It's the Carnival Workers Museum. And every hole is themed, whether it's a helicopter with a twirling blade, or you got to come out of a tube when you're throwing it, off the tee pad.
So it's like a mini golf for disc golf?
For disc golf. And it's not an easy course because it's Florida wooded. Lost 2 discs. But I will say, they're whoever their group in charge of that park, they must somehow comb that park. It was mailed back to me.
No shit.
Yeah. There was a drop box. If you're on the course and you find a disc, don't keep it, drop it in the drop box. And I think we found one and we dropped it in the drop box, but it looked like it'd been there for a while. But a lady from the club, Showman's Disc Golf is the name of the course. If you ever get down to Tampa, highly recommend it. Bring extra discs. Just bring extra discs. Be prepared to fight with the woods and the snakes. I don't think there's any gators. Not 100% sure on that. But yeah, she contacted me. She said, "Hey, I got your disc. Do you want to come get it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in Atlanta. Just keep it." And she's like, "Well, I'll mail it to you." And I'm like, "You will?" I was like, "Well," and I ended up. I had made some patches.
It probably cost more to ship it than probably pretty close.
It did. I charged my friend for it because it was the disc he lost. But because I found mine, I was like, "You owe her a couple bucks." So he paid her. Ended up sending her some. I made some disc golf patches, fire department themed disc golf patches. And I sent them to her, and she messaged me back and she said, "Can we use these for our giveaway?" And I'm like, "Yeah, do you want some more?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Gladly." So I sent her some patches, and yeah, you will never meet outside of public safety some of the nicest people in the world in disc golf. Yes. Surprised me. Yeah, it is really surprising. So yeah, but yeah, so yeah, we got off on the disc golf tangent, but yeah, it's great. I love it. And if I've got to go back this summer to play that course again. We got ran out on, what was it, I think it was 16 because it started storming pretty hard and we were deep in the woods and we didn't want to get struck by lightning. So we didn't complete the course. So I want to go back and finish the course. And
sounds awesome.
Yeah. Like I said,
I mean, it's something that I've been, last year I started taking my boys out. They're 7 and 10, and I mean, they love it too. It's just a nice outing, peaceful. And just getting out and walking in the woods, whatever. I mean, it's just nice.
Yeah.
It's my speed at this point.
Yeah, mine too. And it's been relaxing. So yeah, absolutely. And I've started to make friends with some pro disc golfers. So there's some possibility that there may be a podcast coming out with.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I have those some of those videos pop up all the time on my Facebook feed, and I just watch them. I'm like, that's amazing.
How did you make that shot? Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
I seen one here recently. They were up on a hill, and she just kind of flipped it backhanded, and it's like down the hill it floated and just doop. I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
So the one that got me was while I was in therapy, or rehab, was the immaculate shot. Do you remember that one? It was the one that won the championship for, oh gosh, what's his name? James. He had to make the basket in 2 to tie it. And he was like way back to the left, and the basket was deep in the woods on this side.
So like a dog leg.
Basically, yeah. Like literally an angle. And he decided that he was just going to throw it up at an angle, let the disc level out, and it would bank and fade down that way. He couldn't even see it. And it wasn't a hole in one because it was obviously his second throw, but he was well into the rough. But it was just that it went up, and I was watching this on TV. It wasn't even YouTube. I don't know, like ESPN carried it or something. Yeah. And when that guy made that shot, I was like, that's friggin' incredible. How the hell did he do that? And then of course crowd went wild of all the disc golfers that came and picked him up. And if you start learning, he beat the world champion, the guy that's been like the champ for 10 years with that one shot. Wow. I mean, they had been neck and neck right there before. Look up the immaculate shot in disc golf. And they have slowed it down. They've tried to replay it. And they were like, we don't know how you did that. And he's like, well, I just figured that the disc was going to go up and it was going to flatten out and level and then fade back to the right. And he goes, I was just hoping I'd get close enough to, if it was parked there, I could at least get a shot at tying if he missed, never mind missing.
I'll definitely check that out. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Jim, I've talked your ears off. I'm sorry. I appreciate you coming on here, man.
Well, hell, I think I talked more than anybody, but no, it's been fun, Glenn. Yeah.
You know what? If anytime
Andy, we've had great talk. I feel like you're just there for support.
Yeah.
Andy is my motivator. He keeps me going. So, no, every now and then Andy zings us with something crazy. So you have to watch out for him, but he's in a fire department up in Maryland. So he's a little bit north of me, but nice. Yeah. Jim, anytime you want to come back on here, talk coins, hang out, you're bored one Friday night, let me know.
Love it.
Matt and Corey are in and out. Andy's in and out. I think he's got family members that are probably about to start ball, so you're probably going to be missing a few things.
Yep, they're doing. They actually had practice tonight with 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh God!
Did you get me a shake?
No.
They all got shakes and they give me one.
It doesn't seem right.
What the hell?
Wow.
Damn them.
They're talking shit about you.
It's not easy being you.
No, thank you guys so much.
Yes,
it's been a lot of fun. Just talking about coins, and then again, I knew we were going to talk about coins. I knew we were going to talk about everything else, but it was good.
It's life. Yeah, man. If you don't care, give us a mention on the fire engineering. Try and get some more people steered over here towards the coins, because we love it. This isn't a show I don't foresee that'll go, like 1,000 hits and drop off, but I think it'd be kind of cool to get the Brotherhood showing their coins and stuff.
Well,
so
I think there's a lot of us out there that really are passionate about this stuff, and quite honestly, this is the first outlet that I've had to really discuss this and show this off.
It's addictive. I can say that.
Yeah, poor Andy. He got drug into it. I sent him one. Did I send you one? And that's how it started. Yeah, and then he was down the road.
I mean, just, whenever I go to somebody's office or whenever I go to, and whatever, like, I mean, I see coins, I'm going right towards them and I'm looking at them and I'm seeing which ones, they have. So yeah, it's definitely ate up about it, and that's been probably a good decade in the making, I'd say.
Yeah.
I got 25 challenge coins and 3 picker chips.
Nice.
Yeah. And you started about 4 months ago. I got you into this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. 4 months. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And he hasn't got me a Maryland one yet. I'm going to yell at him off the air about that. But yeah, man, Jim,
you pre-ordered. It'll be here next month for the anniversary.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, Jim, if you're bored one Friday night, want to hop in here, come on in. And then I got a group for public safety members in disc golf that I run. I'll send you an invite to it too. So
that sounds great.
And it was great. Tell the family to go back out and get you a shake. So I'll let you go. Just hold on. My poor arm. It hurts so bad.
Doctor just called. This is the new prescription.
Right. You guys have a good night. I'm going to get off here and get ready for bed, since I don't have a shake to drink. So I'm just going to go to bed.
That's a shame. Well, don't be depressed.
It's
all good. We got to wake up and go to do a little Easter, what do you call it? Easter egg hunt at the Union Hall tomorrow morning. So,
okay, well, that'll be fun.
So yeah, I still get to go around and do everything. I'm just now the weird, creepy guy with the beard.
Yeah, I haven't got that.
Before I was just a weird, creepy guy without a beard.
Yeah, I'm with you there. So yeah, I haven't got the welcome back yet, but we'll eventually. It wasn't the chief's faults; it was administration. So it was city council and all them. So it'll eventually get better. So yeah, I'll get back there.
They're the best, all of them.
They are.
HR, all that. Yes.
Especially HR.
They know me on a first name basis. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and I realize this is the last thing I'll say. Like, when they had an opportunity to help me or not help me, they chose really not to help me, and that's probably because I was a year beforehand talking shit in a paper about how they treated all their firefighters who got diagnosed with cancer. So I think when they saw my name and they knew my name and they had the opportunity, am I going to help them or not? They said, screw them. So whatever.
I was the guy that came from a larger department to a smaller department, and simple things like, actually putting 2 connections on a hydrant with a valve gate, gate valve on one side of the hydrant, teaching the new guys stuff they weren't even teaching in their academy. They were like, why would you do that? I'm like, why wouldn't you do that? I was the guy that was up the training officer's ass. I was the guy that was even the EMS training officer. So I was a royal pain in their ass. And when I look at the air package stated 1980, I'm like, kids are older than this, Yeah. So yeah, I was similar. So, and so yeah, that's with me. They had the opportunity. They were like, yeah, no, they didn't even offer me an ambulance transport. They told me to drive myself to the hospital. I was like, okay, I'll dial 911. I don't mind. Yeah, it started pretty close there afterwards. So, Jim, have a good night. We need to talk more even off the air. So and right. You can probably shoot me some guests this way. So please do. We want to get on here and see all the cool coins.
Sounds good.
All right,
Thank
Jim.
you, guys.
All right. See you, Jim.
Have a good night.
Yep.
All right, night.
That was awesome.
That was a great show.
That was.
every now and then, and yeah, we get off topic, we ramble, but every now and then you get the guest in that just loves it, has the passion for it.
Yeah.
It's so much better. I mean, it's not that it was bad, but you know what I'm saying? It just makes it.
And when they say the secret words in fire and EMS, I like when they use the word liability.
Yep. Yep. So, well, hopefully my audio.
Times.
Oh, yeah. And we'll never send it. I learned the hard way. Never send an email. Well, and don't carbon copy to all city council members and the mayor that has the word safety in it. That upsets me.
Oops.
Asking for a friend. Was that a bad idea? But what was that?
This isn't for me, but
oh no, it was all for me after that email. What was funny was the chief prints it out, brings it to me, and hands it to me. And I'm like, what are you handing this to me for? I know what it says. I read it and handed it back to him. And the little smokestack in the top really blew out. Nice. I want you to correct it. You can't actually go back and correct a digital copy. So, it's not like I can shred that up.
Exactly.
And I do miss the city, and I miss the guy. I miss the guys. In fact, there's a picture that pops up. I got an electronic picture frame, and there's pictures from throughout my career, and I'll see the station photo of my last crew, and I really miss those guys. So
yeah.
I miss all my crews I worked with, but the last ones, we got to be the closest because it was such a small department. So,
yeah.
So what do you think? I think the video looks better on my end. And I think the audio sounds better. I have not heard the popping or cracking. So
no, I haven't either. There's no distortion or anything.
Kyle, our AV guy, my son, he was in here with me, I think 3 hours 2 days ago and 4 hours today. And in addition to all they made upgrades and changes to Streamlabs, and then the mixing program Potato and Voice Mod, the soundboard. So everything got changed and updated at the same time. So everything was off kilter.
Geez.
So yeah, it was fun fixing it, but we got it all fixed. We're not going to restream. I tried that for a month. I never put a show out. I don't think the quality was the same as this. So we will continue here. Let's see. Next week we have a guest too, Andy. Let me look it up here on the calendar. Oh, cool. I try and send it out there, buddy, but I occasionally forget. Let's see here. Next Saturday we have. Oh, next is April 5th. Okay. Yep. We have an animal protection officer from a large metropolitan department outside of Northern Virginia, just across the Potomac. She has been involved in animal rights and animal protection. She's a sworn police officer as well as an investigator. She's coming on to talk to us about something we've never had on this show, animal rights, animal coins, animal wardens. So
cool.
Yeah, and maybe some ghost stories. I don't know. We didn't get any tonight. Uncommon Soul. Sorry, I got plenty. But
Uncommon Soul is the ghost story. We can't see her today.
Yeah, I heard her for a minute. So
yeah, so did I.
Let's see. Who have I got coming in on our Wednesday show? Oh, we have a paranormal author at 9:00 on the Paranormal Guys. This channel, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. We have a paranormal author, Valerie Willis. And then at 10:00, we have a professional brewmaster, master distiller, disc golfer, and he also has some spooky tales besides for the drunks off of his product. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
So, yeah. Uncommon Soul, Amy, Brenda, Chris, Heath. Let's see. I'm sure I'm leaving some people out here. Thank you all for being in the chat. Thank you for keeping it going. We appreciate it. And everybody, please remember, I'm going to do that stupid thing that YouTubers do. Remember to push that like button, hit the subscribe and notification button, that thumbs up and all that good stuff. It would help us a lot. We're still growing. We're trying. And anybody that wants to come on, even if you don't have a coin, we can make the coin. But even if you just like talking about coins, come on. Oh, I didn't show you that other one. The chief approved it. Hold on, let me pull that up real quick. That's the other one I meant to show tonight. The chief did approve this today, so I've got to get down to, I'll probably be up tonight dealing with the people to get it set up. Let's see. It's here somewhere. There we go. I think I'm also going to slide up to Knoxville too for the, maybe if not for the weekend.
Now, is the same person going to be making these coins, or do you have another new person?
No, this is going to be totally different, bro. I'm not dealing with that lady again. She'd make me lose my damn mind. So yeah, this will be for the Rural Metro. We've changed it, customized it. It will be new. It's still the Rural Metro Tennessee logo, which is what they wear on their uniforms. And then this is the new fire department seal for the county. And then, of course, since the chief is making it, well, it's got 3 bugles. So
cool.
That was his change. So he wanted the 3 bugles on there. So yeah, it's all got some symbolism. The state of Tennessee flag, the colors, the Star of Life. This is what they wear on the AMR uniform. AMR serves the Knoxville, Knox County area. So it's on all of their uniforms. Is that me or you? So.
No, it was me.
Oh, okay, because I got one too. So I was like, did I do that?
That's a nice new coin. I like the colors on that.
Yeah, we're gonna finish working that out, I guess, tonight, and I'll probably get that one. There's actually only a couple little things they got to change. They got the Tennessee flag, the tri-stars, off slightly, and to keep it official with the state flag, we're gonna keep that. And the size of the stars is too small. So, but I think that's the only change. I'm gonna go back and look, but I think that's the only change. So
nice.
Yeah, so that'll be going out and going to production, and will be for sale soon. And he's gonna get me some more artwork for different stations around Knoxville, Knox County. So
cool.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'll probably burn out some more Knox County ones just because I like the guys. Let's see what else we got going on. That's about it. You can find us over on yergsradio.com. Every Friday night is the Grin and Guardian show, but he also carries this on Saturday night and Wednesday nights. You can go to yergsradio.com and hear replays, or you can go to yergsradio.com and listen to some of his other shows. He's got quite a few talk and political shows that are good. We are also broadcast out of Atlanta, Georgia on WDJY. You can also find us on WFRN Radio Free Nashville. You'll find us there. Radio Fairfax, somewhere in New Mexico, somewhere in San Francisco, and I think there's some other places too. So we're getting around.
And you said there was more offers for other places too?
Yes, and I'm nervous about that. But if I got my audio video solved, I may not be. So we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate everybody in the chat. It was a great show. Jim, I hope he comes back sometime.
Now, is he on Facebook?
Or not? Yes. Is he? Yes. Yeah, he's on there. So, yeah, he's on there. He's with Fire Engineering. He writes for Fire Engineering. So,
cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, hit him up, and I'm gonna try and get a beaver coin from him. Amy says there's gators for sure in Tampa. Good to know. We'll be back down in Florida soon. Well, soon is relative to when it warms up. So,
yeah.
Everybody have a great night. We will talk to you soon. Till then, Sportcat out.
See ya.